But I met you at JFL in Montreal.
Yeah.
And you were tooling around Montreal with your friend. You're friends with the guy that killed Bin Laden.
Rob O'Neill. Yeah, me and Rob are buddies, yeah.
How are you friends with the guy who killed Bin Laden?
Okay, so
what's that called? What was he? Secret?
SEAL Team 6.
SEAL Team 6, yes.
I thought it was a secret. Did they come out and say who they were?
Well, he did.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
He got in trouble.
Yeah, Rob tweets about it. There's no problem.
And he wrote a book.
Yeah,
didn't he get in trouble with the...
There's a lot of... Okay, they say there's some members of the SEAL team that don't like him, but he had a couple of bodyguards that were other members of the SEAL team as well. So, I don't know about that, But Rob, I met Rob at a party. Okay, so this is, I don't know if Rob even knows this story, but we had a mutual friend who was a photographer, and he was taking photos, and he said, he was trying to make him loosen up for the shots. And he said, what bands you into? What this are you into? What comedy you into? Maybe we can listen to some comedy while we're doing the shit. And he goes, I like Jim Jefferies. And he goes, I'm friends with Jim Jefferies. And he's like, can I meet him? And so this guy rings me up and goes, the guy who shot Bin Laden wants to meet you, right?
Wait, how do you say no?
Yeah, and I went, tell him I've got a barbecue this Sunday. I didn't have a fucking barbecue, so I manufactured a party to meet this guy. Right?
Meet the guy who killed Bin Laden barbecue.
Yeah. So I manufactured, and we've been friends ever since, but I manufactured this barbecue, and I rang up a few different friends of mine to say, look, the guy who shot Bin Laden's coming.
Who do you call to bring to the Bin Laden killer?
There was the only other famous person that was there was Rhys Darby from, Our Flag Means Death and Flight of the Conchords, and he played Murray on Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah. No, I love him. He's really funny.
Yeah, so I rang up Rhys and I said, the guy who shot Bin Laden's coming over. And so him and his wife came over and a few other friends like that. And so Rob and two other SEAL team guys, so they're big blokes, sort of tattoos and all that type of stuff. And I sort of got told he's the red-headed guy out of the group. So there was one red-headed bloke, and I went up to him and I told everybody, I said, the guy who shot Bin Laden's coming. You're not meant to mention it. No one knows, but he's going to be here. But don't say anything like this, right?
Oh, it's supposed to be like undercover.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that he told people, right?
And at a barbecue where you're inviting the guy who shot Bin Laden, what do? You barbecue? You have super soakers?
Yeah, stuff like that. And so I put the son in a bulletproof vest. He was about 2 at the time. Yeah. Anyway, so I went up to him and I went, "G'day, Rob." I said, "Look, no one else at the party knows, but I've been told, and I just want to thank you for what you've done for the country, and it's just really great to meet you, mate." And he said, "What, that I shot Bin Laden?" Loud enough for everyone to hear. and then it was over. The beginning of the night, it was like this. I knew that day I was going to die. And then I thought to myself, I said goodbye to my daughters, and I went to the war, and we got in the helicopter. And then later on in the night, it was just like this. It's just like shooting a deer in Butte, Montana.
Did he give you the details?
Yeah. He said, walked up, and there's one bit where he said to me, he goes, I was barbecuing. I heard the story about 4 times that night, and I was drunk off to the side barbecuing. And one of the girls, like the women were all just sitting around just fascinated. And he goes, then I saw the whites of Bin Laden's eyes, right? Yeah. And he goes, and then he said, and then one of the girls went, did you say anything? And he goes, I didn't actually, but I wanted to say Yahtzee, which is like a thing in their world where they go Yahtzee before they shoot. I don't know.
I think it's just a board game.
Yeah, I think. And I was up barbecuing up to the side. And this is one of these terrible hero stories. And then I said something funny. I was up to the side and I said, that's stupid. And he goes, oh yeah, what would have you said? I said, I would have said, where have you been, Laden? There we go, come on. Now, I think because Rob does motivational talks and stuff like that, he told me that he says that now sometimes in some of the speeches just for a laugh.
He's stealing your material.
I gave it to him. How am I going to use it?
So that
and you're not going to argue with the guy that shot him.
It's a great story for a podcast.
We did a thing on the Jim Jefferies show. We did a thing where I interviewed him and we went out and we shot some guns and we got out these sniper rifles with bullets, big 3-inch bullets or whatever they are, large bullets, right? I'm not a gun guy. And we lined up 2 watermelons off in the distance with these sniper rifles that can shoot like miles, you know. And just for a finishing shot, we were both going to blow up a watermelon. I hit mine, he missed his. And
really?
Yeah, and people think that we obviously staged it that way or whatever, but nah. I hit mine. He missed his.
Are you sure he wasn't just doing that to?
He was fucking.
But he's not a sniper, is he?
He'd been one. He was doing that stuff where he was like, the bloody gauge. It's like when a golfer picks up someone else's clubs. This is the wrong shaft.
Yeah.
But Bin Laden was when he shot Bin Laden. But
no,
Bin Laden was like a foot and a half.
Yeah, he was just in the room. He was just in the room. Just
wow. So you're a better shot than.
Well, in that one instance, I was. I assume if we did it over a bigger span,
you're like SEAL Team 3.
We went over a bigger SEAL Team 3, the catering.